Today we are making one of my favorite sandwiches, roast halloumi, roast peppers and an easy basil pesto. And what makes this recipe amazing are the simple ingredients that work very well together. So follow this recipe step by step and cook something amazing with minimum effort. And forget about those sandwiches that you usually buy from the shop, because trust me, this is 10 times better. And if you're first time on this channel, please consider subscribing, because this is Kitchen Draft, the place where you can learn how to cook or improve your cooking skills. I'll see you at the end of this video. Enjoy the recipe. We start this recipe by prepping the peppers. Red peppers, yellow peppers, even green if you have some. I am using 5 of them, not because I need them all for this sandwich, but there is no point turning the oven for 1 or 2 peppers. So any leftovers can be placed into the freezer for future use. Not only that you can add them to other recipes such as pastas, pizzas and salads, but they taste about 1,000,000 times better than the shop bought stuff. And they are so easy to make. Use the blade of the chef knife to crush the garlic. Just make sure you spread this all over the peppers, so the garlic aroma has an impact on all of them. The salt and the pepper are the base of almost any savory recipe, but when you want to make something special, you need something in addition. The food is gonna be just as good as the ingredients and spices you're using, so show some love. I am adding a few sprigs of fresh thyme, followed by the zest of a lemon. This is a combination that makes these peppers taste truly amazing after roasting. Use an unwaxed lemon if possible, and with a sharp peeler peel the zest as thin as you can. The deeper you go, the bitter it gets. The natural citrus oil is located just under the surface, so this is the gold. Our peppers have enough ingredients where they can retain a nice flavor from. So all we need is a good drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and in the oven they go, at 200 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. Obviously depending on the thickness, it can be more or less. While the peppers are roasting, we have more than enough time to make one of my favorite uncooked sauces, the basil pesto. Make sure you get the basil as fresh as possible, and pick only the leaves, as the stems give to the pesto a stringy texture, plus the leaves have all that strong basil flavor. I am using a pestle and mortar to make the pesto, but a blender can be used as an alternative. I am adding 2 cloves of garlic for this recipe, and from here on, everything goes terribly wrong. And I promise myself that every time I make a mistake, I will show it into the recipe. Working on autopilot in the kitchen is definitely not a great idea, so take that advice from me. Some brain is still needed. I've added the parmesan right from the beginning, and as you can imagine, it got stuck to the size of the bowl. It's easy to cut the video and show to everybody that you are perfect, but for me, more than that is what you learn from my recipes or from my mistakes. Not that big of a crisis. We'll just have to start over again in the right order, but this was a pretty silly mistake. First we need to scrape all that parmesan off. After that, crush and pound down the leaves until they form a fairly fine paste. I am using a very basic basil pesto recipe, and all I'm adding is basil, parmesan, extra virgin olive oil and lemon juice, and obviously salt and pepper. Pine nuts can be optionally added. What I like about pesto is that you can taste each one of the ingredients, and yet when smashed together, new and wonderful flavors are released. By the way, another reason why the lemon juice is important in this recipe is because it will slow down the pesto from oxidizing, so it will stay bright green for longer. I used about 100 ml of extra virgin olive oil for this recipe, and now we are all done. Let's move on with the peppers. Quick tip here, we are now transferring all the peppers into a bowl, including the lemon, the thyme and the garlic. All flavors, so don't worry about it, just get them in there. During this time, the pepper skin will shrink, and this will make it easier to be removed later on, so keep this in mind. The peppers will rest for 15 minutes, and now it's time for the halloumi. This must be one of my favorite cheeses. It's so distinctive and it has that meaty texture after grilling it. It's just what you need for a perfect sandwich. If you've not tried halloumi yet, trust me, you are missing out. It's absolutely delicious. Tap the cheese with paper towel to get rid of the moist. Black pepper only as seasoning, as this cheese is pretty salty. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and set a pan on high heat for grilling the halloumi. Grill the cheese on both sides. This can get very sticky, and it's important to leave it cooking on each side until it forms a crust. After that, it should be easier to flip it. Our peppers should be now ready, and we will try to remove all that pepper skin off, as after roasting this literally has a plastic wrap texture. You definitely don't want this into your sandwich, so make this extra effort to remove it. You can see how easy it is after the peppers have been covered for 15 minutes. So really, it's an easy job. Slowly but surely we are getting there, and if you follow this recipe step by step until now, you will definitely be happy with the end result. All the ingredients are on the table, so it's time to make an amazing sandwich. I am using a fresh baguette for this sandwich, and I'm not intending to toast it after that. If you believe that it works best for you, just go for it. So first goes the pesto on both sides of the baguette. After that, add a layer of roasted peppers. Once this is done, follow with the grilled halloumi. Peppers and halloumi, one next to another. We worked too hard for having a half-filled sandwich after all. I don't know about you, but after that much talking and cooking, I'm actually very hungry, so let's get into it. And if you feel like this sandwich was okay, and you want something else, check my pork belly sandwich on my channel, it's absolutely amazing. Another easy recipe with kitchen draft, and if you enjoyed this content, please give it a big thumbs up and check other videos on my channel like this pork belly ciabatta right here, that's absolutely amazing. And I'll see you in the next one. New recipes every Friday, subscribe to the channel. You keep watching and I'll keep cooking.